World Touring Car 600 in Gran Turismo 7 at Grand Valley Highway is actually a really challenging race, and in this video I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do. And this just didn't work out for me. The first couple of times I tried it, I actually find it quite difficult, and the tune is very important. So for me, I got the tyre strategy wrong, not the right tyres, not the right balance with performance points, not the right speed. So we're going to go for a Porsche Cayman GT4 car. This was added to Gran Turismo quite recently. The settings on screen is exactly what I'm going to be using, but the important thing here is to use the sports soft tyres. Grand Valley Highway, it has some very high speed portions of the track. And I played about with getting also some really long straights as well. So you need really good top speed, but you also need to be able to carry that speed through the sweeping sequences of corners. You find a lot of cars in this, they have great top speed, but you just can't carry the corner speed through those high speed S sections. And you just don't get to make the use of the top speed you have in the vehicle. So on screen right now is all the different things that went into the tuning of this car. Not many engine parts added to the car, but just copy exactly what's on screen. Porsche Cayman GT4 car. Downforce isn't too significant. You don't need to make too many changes there. The gear ratios, I don't think I've changed them, but they're on screen right now just in case you need to use them. And now we're going to hop into the race now. Sports soft tyres. There's no tyre wear to worry about in the race. So it's just balancing the grip you have, the performance points you have, and the power you have available. So this race is a 5-lap race, and you're starting about 25 seconds off the lead of the race. So you've got a significant gap to close into the leader. You need to be making up at least 5 or 6 seconds a lap on the lead. It's a standard Gran Turismo single player grind race. To be honest, it's a bit frustrating, but it is what it is. This car is tuned to allow you to carry the speed through the sweeping sections of the track. Unlike what I'm doing here, the first couple laps for me, I'll just try and find my feet with this tune. But you can carry a lot of speed through the sweeping sections of the track, a lot more speed than the AI can carry. And you actually have good grip in the slower corners as well. Being on the sports soft tyres, it allows you to cruise through and carve your way through these series of corners, making the moves happen. As we're going to throw it to the inside on the Dodge Viper there, get that move done, and we're going to continue forwards in this race. So yeah, 22 seconds off the lead of the race. Keep an eye on that as we progress through. As always, guys, I'm playing this on hard difficulty. There's no penalty to use medium or easy difficulty, so feel free to reduce the difficulty level if you're still finding this a challenge, but more to just prove the tune of the car. I play on hard difficulty to make sure it does as it says on the tin, and the power in this car is actually really quite good, and it sounds absolutely fantastic. I really like the way this Porsche sounds. So we've got good power in the car, a little bit deep on the brakes there, so we need to be braking a little bit earlier than we did in that example. But we've got good grip through the slow speed corners. The sports soft tyres, I think, are the right tyres to use for this event. And yet again, great power out of that Porsche engine there, looking good down the main straight. And we've closed in the gap now, so it's about 18 seconds into the final tunnel, and we're going to catch these guys pretty quickly. Again, carrying that speed through those corners, it's just a perfect balance of grip versus speed. For a lot of the high-speed corners, you do need to back off. You do need to just not go full throttle through those corners. But I think this setup, it just works really good, and it's really good fun to drive, guys. I'm really quite enjoying driving the road cars again, tuning them up. Skipping forwards now, lap number 2, and we are closing in 14 seconds off the lead now. As you can see through this sequence of corners, we're going to catch so much on the AI because we have the grip in the higher speed corners. They're going to have to get on the brakes, check their cars up, but we can just power through. But if you look now, the green car to the left hand side is actually going to have a higher overall top speed, but by the time you get to the end of the straight, you would have gained overall because of the entry to the straight sweeping through those series of corners, and we can get much later on the brakes. In fact, we've gone very deep on the brakes there, made the move happen. 2 cars for 1 into the first corner there. -3, you just saw on the MFD, -3 on the brake balance for me, helped to keep the car under control. Skipping forwards now, we're going to see the Lamborghini get out of shape on the brakes now. Now that Lamborghini is incredibly fast, but again, slightly lacking in grip. That's why our sports soft tyres are helping us. In fact, through this sequence of corners ahead, you'll see the Lamborghini has to check up, has to get on the brakes to scrub off all of its speed, whereas we can carry a lot more speed through this series of corners. And in fact, we're going to get really caught up here because he gets on the brakes, we have nowhere to go and just give him a good old ram. So yeah, be very cautious of the other drivers going through the high-speed corners. You'll have more grip than they do, and this guy's going to get me on the switchback there. And look at the power of that Lamborghini. We do lack power compared to the Lamborghini, but we're going to throw it all the way around the outside through the twisty section. These tyres are working just perfect for us. I tried racing this race with sports hard tyres and making up for it with more power, and it just didn't work out. I was really suffering through the high-speed corners, through the slow-speed corners. It just didn't make up for the extra power that I had. Final lap of the race now, and we're going to bring home the win. And we're going to get it done. That took me a lot longer, guys. Until I got that tune, it took me a lot longer than I care to admit. It's messing around with those hard tyres, it just didn't work out at all. So we're going to get that win. There's another race that we can use a 600 pp car in at Grand Valley Highway, and Sunday Cup 600. It's got to be a United States car, so that's a bit of a fail. What I'm going to do, I'm going to dig out the Corvette. It's the Group 3 road car version, and I'm going to actually change the tune. I tried this earlier on, and we're going to go for almost an in-between strategy here. So I'm going to go for racing medium tyres, adjust the setup to be a bit less power than I did before, just to get it back under that 600 pp limit. We've got the supercharger, high torque supercharger. Copy all the stuff that's on the screen, guys. It should be simple to copy that. We're going to play with the ballast, play with the weight to try and get it back under the 600 pp limit. And again, this is another car that I really enjoy driving. I think it looks fantastic. It's a really aggressive looking Group 3 style Corvette, but it's a road car edition. We've added a few aero parts back to it, but yeah, we're going to go with this setup now and see how this one works. This race is significantly easier than before, but we're going backwards around the track, which was a curveball I didn't expect to see. Only 3 laps and we've got to catch the leader. Standard Gran Turismo, isn't it? So yeah, just be cautious on some of the higher speed corners because we now have the medium tyres rather than the soft tyres, but we've got a bucket load of power to counteract for that. And we're going to try our best to make this happen. So we are 10, I can't really see that number. Yeah, it is 10 seconds off the leader's race, so 4-ish seconds a lap, and we should be clear by a second by the time we get to the end of the race. A couple of bits of traffic here, but we're all good. The car does accelerate quite nicely. You do need to show a little bit of caution through some of the slower corners on the mediums rather than the soft tyres. We're going to get to the inside of this guy on the brakes now, and we're going to flow through this corner, and this corner just tightens up. In fact, I think this track feels really awkward going backwards. I'm typically not a fan of reverse orientation tracks. For me, if a track has been designed to run in a certain direction, that's the direction it should always be run. And yeah, by lap number 3, we're starting the last lap of the race, we're already in the lead. It's a much easier race than the original race that we tried earlier on. But actually, after driving this car, I think this car is better than the original Porsche tune that I did. So there's 2 options available for you to do the World Touring Car 600 race, and that is this tune here. And yeah, flowing through the track in reverse order, a little bit difficult, but we're going to get it done. Much easier than the World Touring Car 600 race. So I did actually think, as I crossed the line and got the win, I thought, is that car better? And I'm going to go through the punishment again. I'm going to redo the World Touring Car 600 race with the car we've just tuned, the American car. Can we get a 2-for-1 out of this car? And I think we probably can, guys. So we're going to go back to the original orientation of the track. Same car, exact same settings, and we're going to see how this one goes. We should have a bit more power, a little less grip in all of the corners, in fact. So we need to probably be a little bit more cautious with throttle, corner exits, and yeah, we just sneak into the inside of that. I think it's Supra. Yeah, we're now going to unleash that supercharge all the way down the hill through this S-bend, and we're going to see how this one sticks through here, going in the right direction. We're just going to back off the throttle a little bit, throw the car through here quite nicely, and a little bit wide on corner exit there, but we do get it just about stopped. And you know what, guys, this car feels good. I enjoy driving. I think 600 pp for the road cars, it feels really, really good. So I think there's a sweet spot there for 600 pp tunes. We're going to throw that to the inside of the AMG Mercedes there. Skipping forwards now, end of lap number, almost towards the end of lap number 1. And you can see the power we have in this Corvette. And are we going to get this guy on the brakes? It's going to be touch and go. We're going to go side by side, get squashed against the curb a little bit. But it's all good. We've got the inside line flowing through here. Pretty nice. I do like this last section of the track. I've enjoyed that quite a lot. Also, guys, let me know in the comments below if you'd like a guide for the Group 1 Prototype Series race at this track. I have done it already. I've got a recommendation, bonus tip for you guys. It's the Porsche 919 Hybrid. But it does require a slightly different tune, so let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to go through that in more detail for you. Back to the race in hand. We're going to skip forward a little bit now to lap number 4. We're just going to catch up with the leader, who's the Lamborghini this time. I think it changes a little bit for each of the races depending how they fare with traffic and stuff. So about midway through lap number 4, the Lamborghini currently is the leader, and we're going to catch that up now. So I think we're on track to beat the previous time. But yeah, look at the power of that Lamborghini. It's so fast. I think that's also a four-wheel drive Lamborghini, so it's going to have good grip out of the corners. But corner entry, I'm pretty sure he's probably on the sports hard tyres with that Lambo, so I think he's going to have a little, just waiting for him to get out the corner. But yeah, look at him gappers on the straight now. Although we've got a lot of power in this Corvette, it's no match for that Lamborghini. But the significant thing is, guys, through some of the high-speed corners, he cannot use all of that power. He has to back off and just wait for the car to grip through those corners. So we're going to gain, and in fact, look at the split time gap to the Lamborghini behind in the top corner of your screen. Through this sequence of corners, this is almost all flat out for me, but the Lamborghini has to back off, scrub some speed, and then start to build speed again, whereas all the time we're able to carry a good amount of speed through there, all the way down the start finish straight, and we've put a 1.7 second gap on that guy, even though we just passed him. And that is a faster car than we are. It's starting to close that gap back down now, but it's just not going to be enough to really make a positive difference. So we've got the right balance of grip versus power, and then once we're to the head of the field, it's just a case of bringing the car home. Guys, this one is quite an interesting race because I actually found it incredibly challenging. I've tried a few different cars. I just threw some sports hard tyres on it, and I was unable to win this race until I got the principle of putting more grip into the car, a little less power, to actually float through the corners and keep the overall speed up high. It didn't really twig until I got tunes like this. So make sure you try out these tunes. Let me know in the comments below if you've got a better tune that you already try, or if you've been successful with this tune. I'm all about helping you guys get faster in Gran Turismo 7. So if you have enjoyed this video, smash that like button. Check out the link in the description for various cool things. I've got track wall art available. I've got Amazon links to the stuff I use. I'm going to be setting up a new sim rig in my garage, so make sure you subscribe to the channel to follow me on that journey. On screen right now will be links to other videos which you're going to find really interesting or helpful in Gran Turismo 7. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.